I'm Erik Robey.
And I'm Karla Schaffer, and this is Anne Arundel County Week in Review. Today we'll see what all the fuss is about at a local fast food restaurant, and we'll meet a local student who turned recycling into art. But we have a lot of news this week, so let's get down to business. The County Council took an unprecedented step this week, removing one of its own members. By a 6-0 vote, the Council declared the District 1 seat held by Daryl Jones vacant. This comes as Jones prepares to enter federal custody to serve a 5-month prison term for tax evasion, and he'll be in a South Carolina facility. Although there was little said by the council members before or after the vote, a lot was going on behind the scenes. The question was whether it was appropriate to declare a seat vacant against the wishes of the member holding it. The county charter does contain a provision for addressing vacancies, but it's silent on the removal of councilmen, so the vote was clearly uncharted territory. Jones' attorney filed an injunction with the circuit court the next day after the councilman told his constituents that he would continue to fight to make sure they were not disenfranchised. Jones pled guilty to 35 counts of failure to file federal tax returns. The council now has 30 days to appoint a replacement who must be a Democrat. The next meeting of the council is on February 6th. All council meetings are broadcast live on this channel, and you can also go to www.aacounty.org and click on County Council to watch archive meetings. We'll be sure to keep you updated as the progress continues.
Well, this week the governor announced his budget to the General Assembly, and it contains some news for Anne Arundel County. The governor announced that the county will now be responsible for funding teacher pensions. That means that a $240 million bill will be split among 24 counties in Baltimore City, according to the Baltimore Sun. The cost will be slightly offset by an income tax hike for people who make more than $100,000 a year. The proposal from the governor got a stern response from many county executives who said the pension requirement would cripple them at a time when budgets are tight. Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett called the proposal a non-starter. Other critics said the move by the governor could trigger tax hikes at the local level for counties who can't afford the pension cost. County Executive Leopold said of the proposal, essentially the state is asking the counties to bail them out. They want to set the rules and pass the bill along to the counties. The details of the proposal are far from final. The governor's office has said that new income tax revenue will actually work out to a small windfall to the counties in the first year. Of course, this is all part of a larger budget picture that could include an increase to the state gasoline tax as well. We'll be sure to keep you updated. If you want more information, call your delegate or senator at 410-946-5400, and you can also view the highlights of the budget proposal at www.gov.state.md.us.
Well, Erik, that sounds like a tough issue, and we'll have to keep watching to see what happens.
Yes, we will.
But in the meantime, today we're going to switch gears a little bit.
We
have
are.
some more trivia for you.
Trivia time.
You did well last week.
I did pretty good last week, didn't
well.
I?
Yeah, 4 out of 5,
Not too
I
bad,
think.
not too bad.
Okay, are you ready for some more questions?
I'm always ready. Bring it up.
All right, well, this week we have questions about the ravens, which we know you know a lot about.
I do.
As they go in.
They're birds that fly around in the sky, right?
No.
Ravens?
The Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, the
football
team
that you love so much, that's going up against the New England Patriots this weekend.
Yeah, hear those guys? Never heard of them.
Yeah.
Never heard of them. Not scared of them.
Hopefully we won't hear too much from them.
No.
All right, well, let's start with an easy one, Erik.
Okay.
You were at the game last weekend.
I was. It was cold.
It was cold. You were there at the game against the Texans. How many other people were there? How many people were at M&T?
Well, actually, I remember this one because it was a record last week. It was about 71,500, but the stadium normally holds right around 71,000 people.
Okay, well, my answer says 71,008, but I think...
Well, when I'm not there and the people that tailgate with
and all
me,
the
it's only
people that came
71,000.
with you on the bus.
Exactly.
So yeah, we'll count that. We'll count that.
There you go.
That was the correct answer. All right. Here's another one.
Okay.
In Edgar Allan's famous poem, what quoth the raven?
Nevermore, nevermore.
Nevermore, nevermore.
Absolutely.
Exactly. All right.
2 for 2.
2 for 2. Who is the only Raven in the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
Ernest Biner never made the trip from Cleveland, so he never played. I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame anyway. Oh, Rod Woodson.
Yes.
Rod Woodson.
Correct.
Yep, Rod Woodson.
All right, 3 for 3. Here's another good question. How many Terps are now Ravens?
How many Terps are Ravens? Well, let's see. You've got, of course, everybody knows the famous receiver Torrey Smith. He was a Terp.
Yep.
But Laquan Williams
Yes.
is also a former Terp that's playing for the Ravens. I believe Kerry Williams was a Terp. I believe he was a Terp.
I don't have that here, but I do have that there's one more who's on injured reserve. It's a cornerback.
Oh, Foxworth.
Yes.
Foxworth was Raven.
That's
Foxworth
exactly
was a
right.
Terp. But I think Kerry Williams was too.
All right.
I'll have to check
We'll
that.
have to
The
check our
producer
sources.
Producer needs to check that one, but I think Kerry Williams played for the Terps.
Okay, we have 2 more questions.
All right.
Okay, and they're going to get a little harder.
Okay.
Which Ravens quarterback holds just about every single season record for the Ravens? And which quarterback holds just about every career record for the Ravens?
Which Ravens quarterback? Single season, I want to say, gosh, there's been so many Ravens quarterbacks. Elvis Grbac, Stoney Case, Tony Banks.
Elvis Grbac was a Michigan Wolverine before he played for the Ravens.
Yeah, and then he played for Kansas City. He only played 1 year for us, so it's not Elvis. Elvis didn't have such a good time here in Baltimore. I want to say it's Vinny Testaverde.
That's right.
Vinny had, when he came in back in 96, 97 season, they were throwing the ball like crazy to Michael Jackson and a couple wide receivers. So Vinny Testaverde holds single season career record. Well, you've got to look at which quarterback's been around the longest. Flacco here in his 4th year. It may be Flacco. It's either Flacco or Bowler. I'm going to go with Flacco.
It's Bowler. But you were so close.
Bowler.
So we'll give you a half point for that.
No,
because
no,
you got
don't give me a
Testaverde.
point on
Okay.
that. Don't get, well, I give a point for Testaverde, but I'm 4 for 5 again. Jeez.
That's right. Well, our producer happened to score some archive footage of Bowler, so I guess we're gonna run some of that right now.
Oh my gosh.
How do you say field goal? Oh, Bowler might come in.
Wait a minute, that's not a highlight. Kyle Bowler wasn't that bad. He was bad, but that's a guy that could, he could go on his knees and throw the ball from the 50-yard line through the goalpost at the end zone.
Our producer might be sneaking in some other footage here.
Well, our producer's a Redskins fan, folks, so we know that he's trying to sabotage our Ravens segment.
Wait, Erik, I think I'm getting something in here. We might have one more trivia question.
Oh, all right.
From our producer here. Who has more Super Bowl victories, the Ravens or the Redskins?
The Ravens have only been in existence since 1996, folks.
That's a fair point.
And they already have won a Super Bowl. And this weekend, when they take care of business in New England, they'll be in another Super Bowl. So, Mr. Redskins fan, I think that I was probably like 13 years old the last time the Redskins even had a winning season. So,
and the Ravens weren't even around then.
The Ravens weren't around then. So, you know what? He's right. The Redskins have more Super Bowls than the Ravens, but we've only been here for a short period of time. That's my answer. That's very juvenile, too, by the way.
Yes,
very
definitely.
Juvenile of him. And speaking of juveniles and speaking of teenagers, of course, our Recreation and Park Spotlight shines on summer job opportunities for county youth today. Carolyn Ryan has more information. Carolyn.
Thanks. We're here at the North Arundel Aquatic Center and we're talking summer employment. If you're over 16 and looking for something fun to do, what better way to spend your summer than working at one of our summer camps? We've got, I'm here with Wendy Scarborough, who is one of our recreation supervisors over our adaptive recreation programs. And Wendy, tell us about working for adaptive recreation.
We have our summer day camp that we have for 8 weeks in the summertime, and we are looking for young, enthusiastic staff. Our youth that we serve are ages 4 through 21, and they come to the camp with different disabilities and all abilities. So we're looking for those youth who might possibly be interested in going into special education in the future, or just want to come out and make a difference in the life of a child. We have the same requirements as the summer fun centers and the other employment. You need to be 16 years of age and older, and just be willing to come and give your time.
And as Wendy mentioned, we also have employment at our summer fun centers and our day camps. Our summer fun centers run for 7 weeks and our day camps run for 6 weeks. And those all start in June, and they're a great opportunity to work with kids, elementary school age kids, teens, preteens. You get to have a lot of fun doing arts and crafts and activities with them, sports, games, all kinds of things. So bring your energy, your enthusiasm, and come on out and work for the Department of Recreation and Parks. You can find our applications online at www.aacounty.org/recparks. Or you can give Sarah Grulich a call in our office at 410-222-7313. Now, Wendy, we also have some volunteer opportunities for kids who are not 16 years old yet.
Absolutely. Those youth who are under the age of 16, we have several volunteer opportunities. You can go to our website at www.aacounty.org/rec parks, and when you go to About Us, go to the volunteer opportunities, and they are all listed there. We are currently accepting applications for all of our positions. We started the 1st of January. We are hoping to have applications in by February 15th so that we can start our interviews and get our summer process going. So get out there, get the applications, and get them into us.
Great. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Carolyn. Well, my kids aren't quite old enough to experience everything that recreation and parks have, but I can't wait until they are because, Karla, those Wii games, they get real expensive.
I'll have to keep that one in mind, Erik. Well, there's more Week in Review to come, including our interview with a local student who's making art and also helping to save the environment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I'm an electronics engineer.
I'm an agricultural economist.
My work matters to America's defense.
My work matters.
The talent pool of individuals with disabilities is 20 million strong. Become one of the many Maryland employers who have hired people with disabilities. See the possibilities, create opportunity.
Because work matters.
Visit mdod.maryland.gov.
And welcome back, folks. Well, with the news that Anne Arundel County reached 40% tonnage in our recycling rate, we thought it would be a fitting time to bring on two people that know a lot about recycling, and I'm talking about Wynter Hill. She is an 8th grader at Old Mill Middle School North and the winner of our latest recycling contest, and Kristin Lagana, a program specialist with our recycling division who actually ran the contest. Ladies, thanks for all that you guys have done to help recycling, and thanks for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, Kristin, let's talk a little bit about the contest. I know that recycling division, you guys over there, you're always coming up and generating new ideas and trying to increase recycling and increase attention. Tell us about this contest that Wynter has been involved with and won.
Absolutely. Well, kids play a huge role in what we do with the recycling division because, of course, they're the ones that go home and encourage their parents to recycle more often. And of course, they're the ones that are going to be our future residents. So we, of course, want to start that lesson real early and see all those recycling principles early on once they start elementary school. And our first contest that we've had for elementary school is always our poster contest. And kids submit a poster, usually to do with an Earth Day theme. And then the one that Wynter just took place in, she took first place in, was our middle school contest where they had to build a sculpture made completely out of recyclables that had either a winter theme or depicted a winter holiday. And this was great. Wynter did a great job. So we're happy that she could be here to show everyone on the show today.
So I've got to ask, I mean, this sculpture that you built here, Wynter, it looks a lot like me, don't you think? No, just kidding. But this sculpture that you built here, Wynter, it's got a snowboard on the head there. Is there any, what's the what's that symbolic of?
It symbolizes like the fun and joys of like a winter winter sport,
Of a winter sport,
yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, what got you involved in this contest? What was your reason for wanting to make this sculpture and enter the contest?
Because I wanted to do something fun and like show people that you can have fun too while making a sculpture out of recycled items.
And how did you come up with this idea? And talking to Kristin, it seems like reindeer are always popular and penguins were big this year, but you came up with an original idea.
I wanted to do something unique to show people that you don't always have to do like the same old thing.
And I understand there was some prize money awarded in this contest. So this prize money, I mean, besides donating some to Karla and myself, what are you going to do with this money?
Well,
Got big plans?
Well, I want to save some of it for the future.
Good.
And then I want to use some to just like be able to have fun with it. Some like half of the money. Be able to have fun. Yeah.
So buy maybe like an Xbox or a PlayStation, or am I dating
a
myself?
snowboard?
Are these things I don't know.
A snowboard.
A snowboard?
I wanted to be able to buy a PlayStation 3 game.
Good. Good. Well, Kristin, tell us a little bit about recycling in general in the county. I mean, we've got a lot of good news coming out of there. The County Executive Leopold, has actually added positions. It's something we've really made a priority in this administration. What are some new things that we've got on the horizon that folks are going to see in the coming months?
Absolutely. Well, the biggest news right now, of course, is that we hit that 40% goal. We're well on our way to reaching the 50-50 challenge, which of course means you're recycling at least half of everything you're throwing away. So we've set 50% as the Anne Arundel County goal for the county. So being at 40% is big news. We were really dragging there for a while at 38%, and now we've hit that 40. I think it brings a little fresh life into the program. I think people are really going to step up their game with recycling now, and we're going to work right up to that 50%. So that's the biggest news right now.
And Wynter, in your household, we got the chance to meet your father and your sisters, and we'll certainly show a photo of them after the show here. But what do you guys do at home to recycle?
Well, after we're like done eating done drinking and eating our stuff, we would rinse, wash stuff out and then recycle it.
Good.
Yeah.
And Wynter, I want to know what's next, because next year you'll be in high school, and I know that this year the high schoolers are designing prom dresses made out of recyclable materials. So can we see you in the future?
Yes, I bet it's going to be really fun.
I hope you do it, because if this is what your artwork's like, I'm sure you're going to be great.
Well, let me hit down on that a little bit. We're designing prom dresses out of recycled. Tell us a little bit about that. That seems to be, seems to be a little foreign to me.
That is a lot of fun. We have talked about the elementary school contest being posters, and of course middle school contest is sculptures. When you get into high school, you get to design fashion made out of recyclables. This will be our second year doing the RMO runway contest, which of course RMO stands for Recycle More Often. And we're looking for, of course, everyone gets excited for prom. Prom wear, fashions. It doesn't have to be dresses. Guys can enter too with tuxes, and we have seen some crazy stuff done in the past, with last year being our first year. And we have the RMO runway. And last year was we made a runway at Quiet Waters Park, and we had a lot of schools enter. It garnered a lot of interest, and we have even more schools that have already started asking about the contest, and we're not going to have it until the spring. So I think it'll be a good showing this year.
And do people get to model their own designs?
They do. They'll have a designer. That designer can either model their own outfit or they'll choose a model. So we had a couple that designed and modeled their own outfits last year, but mostly people chose someone to be their model so that they could put the finishing touches on them before they went out on the runway.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to hire Karla or myself to be your model for the RMO fashion show, call us at 222-1. Just kidding. Folks, this is absolutely great. Wynter, wonderful job. I mean, I'm going to move out of the way a little bit so the camera can get a better shot of this. I mean, this is just a phenomenal sculpture. What did you use with this? I mean, I can see here this may be some milk crates or some juice boxes down here for the legs. Tell us what you used there. What type of recycled material?
For the head, I got a balloon, and I made homemade paper mache, and I used newspaper to mold it around. And then when it was dry, I added some tissue paper to it, colorful tissue paper to it, like Christmas time, and then when it was dry, I added some foam stickers to it to make it look like a snowflake face.
It's really good. You've done a really nice job.
Thank you.
And we're going to bring out the rest of Wynter Hill's family, the Hill family, to close out this segment. All right, wave guys, wave for the camera. And folks, we'll be back with more Week in Review right after this break. Stay with us.
It's cold and flu season, and the last thing you want is to be sick or make others sick. So here's what you do to stop germs and stay healthy. Cover your coughs. Wash your hands after sneezing, coughing, or blowing your nose. Wash with warm water and soap for 20 seconds, and then dry. When you can't wash your hands, use an alcohol-based sanitizer. If you do get sick, stay home. Stop germs, stay healthy.
Welcome back. Well, this week our business spotlight shines on a topic near and dear to my heart. Yes, that's right, hamburgers. In case you didn't know, there's a phenomenon happening down in Edgewater, or as the locals say, edge of the water. It's Sonic, and our own John Fernay from Isle Annapolis and the Annapolis Facebook page stopped by to see what all the fuss was about. John.
Thanks, Erik and Karla. Today we're down in Edgewater at the brand new Sonic, which opened just after the holidays. And with us today we have Dave Cressetti, who is the co-owner of this Sonic as well as one up in Baltimore County. Thanks for inviting us out here today, Dave.
No problem, John. Thanks for coming.
Well, Sonic is brand new to Anne Arundel County. I know you had a long time coming, and it's a welcome addition. And tell us a little bit about how the concept works. It's not a drive-through. It's not a sit-in.
Well, we are a traditional drive-in. We do not have any indoor seatings. There's 3 ways to go about ordering and your food with us. And one, we do have a traditional drive-through like every other quick service restaurant. We have a large canopy on our patio with lots of picnic tables under cover and 2 menu boards there. And once you order, the car hops will bring your food out. Most of them do skate, not all of them. Most of our car hops do skate, and they'll bring your food right to you. And then the traditional way is the drive-in, which is what you're standing in. We're standing in right now, where you pull in, look at a menu board. There's one for every car stall. When you know what you want, you push a button. They take your order over the speaker, and then a car hop skates your food out to you. And you can enjoy sitting right in your car, eating your food, or you can pull out and take your food with you. And it's pretty much it's that simple.
That's great. Well, I know all the big buzz has been about the slushes. What's your favorite slush right now? I understand the purple one is probably a pretty hot one for the Ravens.
Well, right now we just started a charity event where and it begins today, where for every purple slush that's ordered, we're giving 100% of those proceeds to the Ray Lewis Foundation, as well as we're giving you a chance to win an autographed Ray Lewis jersey. We've worked with the foundation in the past, and Ray himself is autographing the jersey. We'll have it autographed by the end of the week, and coming halftime, by Saturday night, the contest ends, and then by halftime on Sunday's game, we're going to announce the winner that's going to get the jersey. And this is going to take place in both our Baltimore store and the Edgewater store.
Fantastic. Well, there you go. This is the new Sonic of Edgewater. Brand new. It's a welcome addition to South County and the Annapolis area. We encourage everybody to come down, pull into a slot, order a burger or a cheesesteak, which I've had, which are wonderful. And again, thank you very much, Dave Cressetti from Sonic of Baltimore and Sonic of Edgewater for coming here tonight. This is John Fernay with Business in Brief. Back to you.
Thanks, John, and that segment made me very, very hungry, Karla.
Well, Erik, in this week's Hot Topics, the Anne Arundel County Fire Department responded to more than 1,351 calls for service. This included more than 1,083 emergency medical calls and 90 fire calls. This week, 3 people were injured in a South County accident, and a regional emergency response team sharpened their skills at a mock exercise held at the Anne Arundel County Fire Department headquarters in Millersville. With us now to tell us more about these incidents is Division Chief Michael Cox of the Anne Arundel County Fire Department. Chief.
Thanks, Karla. The first incident occurred around 1:10 p.m. on Friday, January 13th, 2012, when Anne Arundel County firefighters responded to a reported motor vehicle collision on southbound Route 2, which is Solomon's Island Road, in the area of Route 214, Central Avenue. The first unit to arrive on the scene of the incident reported a 2-vehicle accident with people trapped in both vehicles. At that time, an additional heavy rescue unit was requested to assist with the extrication, and medical care was initiated by the first arriving crews. In all, it took 12 firefighters about 15 minutes to free the trapped occupants. There were a total of 3 people injured as a result of the incident. 2 patients, a male estimated to be in his late 70s or early 80s, and a female estimated to be in her early 40s, suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries. They were both transported to the University of Maryland R. Adams Cowley Shock Trauma Center in Baltimore, Priority 2, via Maryland State Police helicopter. A third patient, a female estimated to be in her late 70s to early 80s, suffered life-threatening injuries. She was also transported to the University of Maryland Shock Trauma Center via State Police helicopter Priority 1. In other events, representatives from various regional agencies across the Baltimore region participated in a simulated flooding exercise at the Anne Arundel County Fire Department headquarters. Members of the various agencies are all part of a regional Type 3 incident management team that responds to large-scale natural and man-made disasters in the region. This particular exercise simulated a torrential rainstorm and flooding scenario that endangered a local nursing home. Participants were charged with arranging and carrying out the evacuation of 154 patients to other medical facilities in the area, as well as protection of the facility itself from the flooding. The goals of the exercise were to improve interagency cooperation between all associated agencies, both inside and outside the county. It was also to enhance multi-jurisdictional response, as well as improve the skills necessary to ensure that team members can manage an incident or disaster that may last for an extended period of time. Karla?
Thanks, Chief. County officials advised that the goals of the exercise were to improve interagency cooperation between all associated agencies both within and outside the county, enhance multi-jurisdictional response, and improve the skills necessary to ensure that team members can manage an incident or disaster that may last for an extended period of time.
On January 16, 2012, at approximately 1:45 a.m., officers from the Northern District responded to the Exxon station located in the 400 block of Camp Meade Road in Linthicum for a report of an attempted theft. Joining us now is Public Information Officer Justin Mulcahy with further details on the investigation. Justin.
Thanks, Eric. When officers arrived on scene, they spoke with a store employee who stated that a male suspect entered the business, walked behind the counter, and began to remove several cartons of cigarettes from a cabinet. The suspect then attempted to run from the business with the cigarettes. At that point, the clerk confronted the suspect and a struggle ensued, resulting in the suspect dropping the cigarettes. That suspect then verbally threatened the store clerk with a knife, fled the business towards Camp Meade Road. Several officers conducted a search of neighboring businesses and communities, but were unable to locate that suspect, who's being described as a white male in his late 20s, about 5'8" to 5'10", wearing faded black jeans, a hooded sweatshirt with a black and neon blue design on it, along with black tennis shoes with white trim on the bottom. Folks, we're going to move on to our second incident. That one took place on January 18th around 7:40 in the evening. That's when officers from the Southern District responded to the 7-Eleven store located in the 700 block of Bestgate Road in Annapolis for a report of an armed robbery. When officers arrived on scene, they spoke with the store clerk, who indicated that a male suspect made a small purchase, implied that he was armed with possibly a handgun, and then demanded money. Now, at that point, the clerk complied with the demands of the suspect, handing over an undisclosed amount of money to that suspect, who fled the business across Bestgate Road, possibly entering into what was described as a dark-colored SUV. The suspect in this case is described as a black male, about 5 feet 11 inches tall, with green eyes, last seen wearing a white baseball cap, a black hooded sweatshirt, and jeans. Now, folks, as always, if you have any information that you want to mention on any of the crimes or suspects mentioned on the show, don't hesitate to call, email, or text your tip to Metro Crime Stoppers hotline. That number is available 24 hours a day, toll-free at 1-866-7-LOCK-UP, or you could text message MCS plus your message to crimes at 274-637. Your third option, visit the website at www.metrocrimestoppers.net. Remember, phone calls are not recorded and callers remain anonymous. You might also be eligible for a cash reward of up to $2,000. Back to you, Eric.
Thanks, Justin.
The Department of Aging and Disabilities wants to tell you about a special opportunity coming up to teach seniors how to lobby in the Maryland General Assembly. Mary Felter sits down with Ted Meyerson of United Seniors for Maryland to find out more. Mary?
Thank you, Karla. Today my guest is Ted Meyerson, who is president of the United Seniors of Maryland, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about USM and their legislative rally that's coming up. Welcome to the program, Ted. Nice to meet you here.
I'm really glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
I asked you because I want you to talk about what USM is, United Seniors of Maryland, and secondly, why you're having this legislative rally. So tell us first about the United Seniors.
United Seniors is a grassroots lobby organization whose mission is to preserve and enhance the mental, physical, and financial well-being of Maryland seniors. And we do that various ways. We stay in touch with department heads and departments. We stay in touch with legislators. We're talking with them all the time. As a matter of fact, often legislators will come to us and ask opinions about legislation they're going to propose, Sometimes we'll go to legislators and ask them to propose legislation. So it's a mix of things that we do. And you know, the most important thing we do, I guess, is we look at every bill that comes forth.
And that was my question. Do you follow legislation each session?
Every session. And you know, there's something like 3,200 bills get dropped between the House and the Senate. And Don Sillers, who's our vice president, and his committee look at every one of them and make a determination which ones will affect seniors and take a position on those in conjunction with our aims and principles, and testify and go talk to legislators about it. We also are on task forces and committees that look at issues and shape policy. So we really do a lot, and we're quite effective.
Are you an organization of individual members, or do you have institutions that are members? How is it set up?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We have individual and organizational members. We have roughly 300 individual members and over 90 organizations.
Okay.
Collectively, if you take how many people each one of those organizations reach out to, and I know there's a lot of overlap, it's like 2.5 million or more. I mean, it sounds extraordinary, and there is overlap, but that's a true number.
Everything from AARP to Visiting Angels, A to V.
We don't make it to W or to Z, but we do get from A to V.
Right.
AARP to Visiting Angels. As a matter of fact, Anne Arundel Department of Aging and Disability is a member.
Yes, we are. We're concerned that...
and we're proud to have you as a member.
Well, thank you very much. The dues are just what?
Just $15. And with that comes an email, a newsletter on a monthly basis, educational factors into the monthly meetings we have, a ticket to the forum. It used to be called a rally, but we're now calling it a forum, and anything else you want to contribute. So there's ample to do if you want, nothing to do if you don't want, but it's the numbers that give us the credibility as a political force.
Well, I've reviewed the information that you have on your website and looked at your issues that you cover, and they're the same things that we're doing at the Anne Arundel County Department of Aging and Disabilities. Everything from transportation to vulnerable seniors to budget problems, so we obviously have a lot in common. So.
We have a lot in common, and you know, even today, the governor's budget came out for this year. Mm-hmm. And without much surprise, there are new revenue issues and new cuts to departments. And our job is to look where those revenue cuts, where those budget cuts are going, and where the revenue's coming from. Again, to preserve and enhance the mental, physical, and financial well-being of Maryland seniors.
My next question is the legislative forum. When is that going to be, and is it open to individuals?
Absolutely, it's open to individuals. It's going to be next Tuesday, the 24th, at St. John's College in Annapolis. It'll start in the auditorium. Registration is 8 to 9. Then at 9 o'clock, there'll be 3 question and answer sessions. We'll have Delegate O'Donnell and Senator Pitkin, Democrat and Republican, talking first, followed by a question and answer session with Peter Francho, and then a third one.
Peter Francho, our comptroller.
Yes, thank you. Mm-hmm. And the third one will be with Senator Miller.
Mike Miller.
Mike Miller, President of the Senate, and Mike Bush, Speaker of the House. So, you know, you're going to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Okay.
And then people are going to leave the auditorium and go over to the Senate and House buildings and meet with their local delegations to let them know what's important to seniors. So it's going to be a super day. And the cost of that is $15. $15, and with that comes a box lunch, the exhibitors, which will probably have free things to give away, all of the speakers we spoke about, and a membership in USM.
You're going to have Secretary Gloria Lawler there as well?
Yes, we will.
She's Secretary of the Department of Aging, state level.
She is Secretary of the Department of Aging, and we have a surprise for her, too.
Okay.
But don't tell her that.
All right, I won't do that. And you're going to give an award. I understand you give an award every year.
Yes,
your organization does.
We give an award to the champion of seniors, and we look around to find people who really have contributed to the welfare of seniors. We got one coming up this year.
Yes, you do. I understand, like you said, it's $15. If I wanted to make a reservation or a register, what do you do?
Well, you can still register online. You can go to www.unitedseniors.net, and there'll be a screen on there about where to register. You can do that, or you can just show up. We'd really rather have you register online and pay through PayPal, because then we know how many box lunches to get. But if that's inconvenient, just come. We want you there. It's those numbers that help us show the legislators that we have a political force.
And people can park out at the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium?
Yeah, I understand that's $5. And there is a fee to take the shuttle in, something we couldn't control or argue against. It's there.
It's not very much, though. It's around $1 or something like that, I think, for the shuttle.
I don't know.
Okay. But just be prepared to bring some money.
Bring some money.
When you're coming down to the State House in Annapolis, you might need some money, right?
They're going to take it from you, so be careful.
Well, is there a phone number people can call also?
Yeah, you have it, and I don't know it in my
Well,
head.
I will tell people, and
Please.
they'll also post it on our screen for everyone. It's contact a Ms. Green,
Yes.
is that her name?
Mhm.
301-565-2005. So people can get information there as well.
What was that number again?
301-565-2005. And I'll repeat the website for you, www.unitedseniors.net. So it sounds like a very important day. It's important for seniors and all citizens in the state of Maryland. And I thank you very much for coming in on the program today.
It's been my pleasure, and I hope to see you again.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
This is Mary Felter, Public Information Officer for the Anne Arundel County Department of Aging and Disabilities, and you've been watching Anne Arundel County Week in Review. Back to you, Karla.
Thanks, Mary. That sounds like a really interesting way to get involved.
Well, if you're a hiker or a biker, this next story is all about you. The Department of Planning and Zoning is holding public meetings to go over needs identified by the public for a new trail or upgrades to improve amenities. 3 listening sessions are coming up for you to be heard. They are Tuesday, January 31st at Annapolis High School in the cafeteria located at 2700 Riva Road. Tuesday, February 7th at the Arundel Mills Mall Community Room, which is located at 7000 Arundel Mills Circle in Hanover. And Wednesday, February 22nd, and that'll be held at Severna Park Middle School in the cafeteria at 450 Jumpers Hole Road in Severna Park. If you have questions about the listening sessions, which start at 7 p.m., call 410-222-7440. You can also call the number if you need special accommodations for the meeting. Well, Karla, we had a photo that our producer, Dave Abrams, put up on our Facebook page
A couple weeks ago.
last week, and we got a lot of comments about it, so it was good. We'll put that photo up on the screen behind us right now, and Dee Dee Adams writes in, County Executive Leopold lends a helping hand. Next, he's going to Sillery Bay.
Gwen Romack writes, no, it's mine. Get your own bonfire logs.
Shaquille Nicholas Hall says it's a friendly game of tug-of-war on the beach.
And Shirley Kalazak says, balanced success is only achieved by sharing the load. She also says nothing is accomplished if you pull in opposite directions.
And John Taylor says, let's all do the limbo rock. Now all we need is a beachcomber to come along. It's always good to hear what people say. And I tell you, I got to give a shout out to our producer, Dave Abrams, who's done a wonderful job with our Facebook page. I think we're up to 600 or 700
over
fans.
600 fans.
Over 600.
Yeah.
A lot of people are commenting. He's always keeping things fresh and updated. And the big news, though, of the week.
Yes.
Forget all that other stuff that's going on. Bonnie the cat. Bonnie the cat
Bonnie
found
the
a home.
cat was adopted this week.
I'm so excited.
After being there since August at Animal Control, she found a home.
She comes on the show and boom, she's gone.
Yeah.
She finds a home.
She became a star
Next
last week.
we're bringing a snake on the show.
Okay.
You ready? You're holding
You know
a
what?
snake.
I could hold a snake.
You can hold a
I
snake?
don't mind.
Good, because
Yeah.
I can't.
Well,
Keep
so
that
one of
snake.
us has to, Erik. So.
Big weekend coming up.
Yes.
Huge weekend coming up. Why?
The Ravens?
The Ravens. Big weekend. It's AFC Championship game. We wish it was here in Baltimore, but we understand that we've got to go to Foxborough. We got to go to New England, and we got to take care of business. What folks don't realize, for you Ravens fans out there, what you don't realize is the last 5 regular season games that the Patriots played were very tight games. They were very close games, and they were against bad teams. They played the Colts, the Redskins, the Buffalo Bills, who have been bad throughout the season. I mean, this is the caliber of teams they ended their season with, and they were all tough games for them. You haven't seen a defense like Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Jimmy Smith, Haloti Ngata, Terrell Suggs. I mean, these guys are going to trample Tom Brady in the New England offense.
You might need to talk to my mom, because I think she might be rooting for the Patriots only because she likes Tom Brady.
That's not a reason to root for a football team.
She says his hair is looking better these days, and so is his passing game.
No, she's out of the family. Gone. Don't let her near your baby when your baby's born.
Yeah. Oh, that was another big announcement this week.
That was another big announcement. You are having a...
We are having a girl.
There you go.
We found that out.
Congratulations. Nothing better than a beautiful little girl, and we know that she'll be happy and healthy, and we wish you and Dave all the best.
And we'll have to come to you for advice.
Yeah, the seasoned professional.
You have one of each.
I have one of each. One of each. Well, folks, that wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode online anytime at www.aacounty.org. Archive episodes are available at blip.tv and on YouTube. You can also subscribe to the free video podcast at iTunes or like us on Facebook at Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around your county. We'll see you next time. Go Ravens.